Hi, this is Manny Turan with Spark Partners, and on today's Business Musings, I'd like to talk about bias, history, and business. At a young age, as students in grade school and junior high and high school, we're taught about history and we believe it, whatever they tell us. We're even tested on it because they're an authority. But they're part of a school system that bought books and decided to go in this particular direction by this curriculum, and it's all part of a bigger structure, which is the government. And so I'm getting one perspective of a piece of history. And so like the Christopher Columbus thing, growing up in the US, I was taught that he was this amazing hero that sailed across the ocean in 3 ships and really brought all this amazing things to creation between the old world and new world, and he discovered America. The true story is way more menacing than that. There was a lot of decimation of the native lands, native people. I mean, it's a whole crazy story, but as a kid, you don't know any better. And so as you cross over into adulthood, we have a tendency to have the same mindset that we believe the authority, whether that's the government, whether that is the news media, podcast people, whatever, influencers. And so I'm glad that we're having a discussion now in all these forums that, fact checking, and there's websites that do all this. But even then, there's bias built in. The journalists, the authors, the news people, the podcasters, the influencers, they're all introducing their own bias into the conversation. So as we start doing research on customers or competitors, or we're doing some exploration on trends, whatever the case may be, think about opening up the conversation with not just one source of information. Have 1, 2, 3, have 5 sources of information. Be voracious and tenacious about consuming information to build out what is probably a closer mirror to reality than what you hear from just one single source. And at Spark Partners, we talk about understanding your customers, understanding your competitors, and knowing and understanding trends. And all that requires you to consume information, put together models in your head and on paper and with your team, and ultimately decide to take your business in a particular direction based on information and data that you consume and process. So be wary, be smart, be curious, be tenacious, be voracious about that information, and building out a truer story of what you hear from more than one source.